For a statement, and I now give the floor to the Russian Federation. Mr. President, we're grateful to the Special Representative of the Secretary General, James Swan, as well as to the Special Representative of the African Union and Head of Amazon, Francisco Madeira, for their traditionally informative briefings. We also listened to the briefing of the representative of the Somali civil society, Ashi Siad. We also welcome the participation and the meeting of the permanent representative of Somalia, the UN, Abukar Dahid Osman. We carefully examined the latest report of the Secretary General, and we note that since the last quarterly briefing, the Council of the Federal Government of Somalia has managed to demonstrate new successes in forming a stable model of federal statehood. The completion of the elections to the Senate was an important milestone in this process. We welcome the fact that Somalians managed to reach 26% quota of women in the Senate. We also note the beginning of voting to the lower chamber of the Somalian parliament. We're grateful to UNSOM and personally to you, Mr. Swan, for your contribution in resolving the differences within the federal government. We expect that in the time left in the updated electoral timetable, the country will manage to complete the electoral process, also based on the Somalian agreement from the 17th of September of 2020 and the 27th May of 2021. The security situation in Somalia remains tense. We call on the government of Somalia and AMISOM not to flag in their fight against Al-Shabaab and to continue focusing particular attention on the security of the elections. Now, the situation in Jubaland, Galmudug, and Hirshabelle requires particular attention, where, in addition to Al-Shabaab, other extremist groups are becoming more active and intertribal confrontation is growing. Mr. President, against this background, we commend the work of the African peacekeeping mission in the country, which remains a key element of security in Somalia. We also welcome the continuing discussions of Mogadishu with all key international actors on the configuration of the future mission and the parameters of the transfer of responsibility for security in the country from Amazon to the Somalian National Army. We have taken due note of the reformatted version of the mission approved last month by the African Union, transforming it into a hybrid UN-African Union operation. We expect that all participants of these discussions will manage to achieve mutually acceptable decisions. In any case, we're convinced that any decisions on African Union peacekeeping mission must be taken with due account of the view of Mogadishu and progress in training the Somalian National Army, as well as building a single national architecture of security. It's also important to avoid a security vacuum. Mr. President, taking into account the complex humanitarian situation in Somalia, Russia will continue to provide assistance to the country and to Somalian refugees in neighboring countries through targeted contributions to earmarked funds of the World Food Program of the UN. We also intend to continue to train Somalian civilian professionals. In conclusion, Mr. President, allow me to assure you of the readiness of our delegation to continue to focus on the topic of Somalia on the agenda of the Security Council while strictly respecting its sovereignty, territorial integrity, and political independence. Thank you for your attention. I thank the representative of the Russian Federation.